Good evening, folks. How yous doing? I want to talk today about women. Not a subject I'm particularly knowledgeable about, but let's go. This story here. A student investigated for saying women must have vaginas. And that's sort of the theme I want to talk about, the assault on women, which I think is actually pretty severe and actually only getting worse. So, Lisa Keogh is a student who said that women have vaginas and aren't as physically strong as men, and she's under investigation by her university, say the Times. She actually said that the difference in physical strength of men versus women is a fact, as a mature student, and she's under investigation for stating biological truth, biological fact, an immutable fact. This stuff is cartoon. But you might think, well, hang on a minute, Darren. Because actually this is just one student at one university. It's not going any further than that. Poor Lisa, yes, but let's not get involved in any hyperbole here. Let's not be a little bit too dramatic and over the top. But then you look a little bit further at some other stories. This is from The Spectator. A report by the Taxpayers Alliance has found that in the 6 years between those dates, so going from 2013 and 2019, £57,000 was spent by just 3 government departments to create gender-neutral toilets, with the Home Office, of course, coming top with a total of £36,963 spent. So then you think, oh, well, okay, this is actually taxpayers' money spent on this madness. And you go to the BBC. Now, the BBC was talking about a story from the Sunday Telegraph, in which the Community Secretary, Robert Jenrick, set out planning regulations which would force public buildings to have separate male and female toilets instead of these gender-neutral ones that the taxpayer has been forced to pay for. And the BBC are asking, is this a change? Is this a sort of advancement in progression, or is it a step backwards? And they say it in such a sort of forcing public buildings to have separate male and female toilets. I'm sorry, but what? Many of us watching this sort of stuff progress wonder just how on earth so-called progressives have lurched so far into not giving a damn, not one iota about women. As far as access to single-sex spaces are concerned, they want to give everyone who self-identifies as whatever the right to do so. So I can self-identify, go into a women's refuge. I can self-identify, go into a bathroom, the changing room. There are so many examples in which I think, haven't given enough thought to, because we haven't felt that we have to. Why would we feel like we have to? It's just always been a given, hasn't it? We have these tools of language at our disposal, where we've said a woman is a biological woman, a man is a biological man. Biological men go in the male bathroom. Biological women go in the female bathroom. The two don't mix. The two do not come together, unless it's like a disabled loo or something like that. So you think that's all mad? Wait for it. Ash Sarkar, who is a hard left activist of Novara Media, I nearly forgot it there, she tweeted saying, any chance of hearing from transgender and non-binary people on this issue at BBC Woman's Hour. And she goes on to say, plenty of small venues, cafes, restaurants, bars, they all have a single bathroom. And you just think, well, yes, exactly, because they're small spaces with a single bathroom in which one person can go in at a time. There is a queue formed outside. She then puts the cherry on the cake and she says, you have a gender-neutral toilet in your house. Yes, again, the principle is very much different. If I go to the bathroom round the corner there, there's not going to be a risk there of me walking in to find some woman in there. There's not going to be a risk of a child being in there. And this is where we start to get into really cartoon territory, where these woke media class want to destroy, eradicate our language, what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a man, And when sex doesn't exist anymore, same-sex attraction doesn't exist, being gay doesn't exist, being a woman doesn't exist. All of these things have direct consequences. And if you follow this logical thread through, well, I say logical thread, I think it's an illogical thread, it means that actually, going into a bathroom, Ash Sarkar seems to be arguing here that teenage girls at schools and all the rest of it should just share a bathroom with the boys. Why the hell not? And folks, of course, let's not forget that it was only 2 minutes ago that we were being told that all men are a threat to women. All men. And that men shouldn't walk behind women because women will feel scared, threatened and vulnerable. Yet what we're seeing here is people like Ash Sarkar saying, well, it's alright for a bloke to go in, we have got gender neutral loos at home. Yet you're willing to let men use the same bathroom as young girls and women. This is entirely ill thought out, if at all, and inconsistent. And I think the vast majority of the public will be absolutely outraged at the idea. But it's being pushed by not only the BBC, by not only government departments forcing the taxpayer to pay for this stuff, by the commentariat, and you're left thinking, my God, this sort of whackery and wokery is pervading, infiltrating into so many avenues of life. And I, for one, folks, reckon it's time that we stood up for women and their sex-based rights that were fought for long before I got on this planet, long before Ash Sarkar got on this planet, before it's actually too late. So I welcome this move by the government, but I think the government needs to get its own house in order, actually, before it starts lecturing other public buildings about this. If that's going on in their offices, if that's going on in their buildings, why wouldn't it happen elsewhere? The government has to lead by example on this, stand up for women, and get serious. Reasoned relies upon grassroots donations from people like yourself that want us to continue producing our high quality, free thinking content. So please do consider clicking the link and donating, no matter how big, no matter how small, because it really does ensure that we can keep on keeping on.